and welcome to all the attendees to today's session, How to Build Digital Trust in Your Digital Transformation by speaker Walid Mahmoud, Head of Information Security and Risk Management, Mantrack Group. I am Seema Singh and I will be your host for the day. Do let me know if you can hear me well. Please note, this session will be in listen-only mode and will last for 40 minutes, out of which the last 10 minutes will be dedicated to Q&A. So requesting all the participants to post your questions in the Q&A window. Should you need any assistance during the session, please use the chat box. Also, if you're facing any audio-video challenges, please check your internet connections or you may log out and log in again. An important announcement for the certificate of attendance. Participants need to attend the complete webinar to qualify for the certificate of attendance. Participant should fill in the survey form in the attendees cycle mail and answer the 3 questions based on the webinar provided by the speaker with the right answers within the same day. If you meet these 2 criteria, then only you are eligible to receive the certificate of attendance, which will be sent to your registered email ID 5 to 7 working days after the event. Now about our speaker. With the last 5 years focusing on cybersecurity, Walid has a total of 20 years of IT leadership experience, working on various information technology and information security projects across industries and countries, leveraging cutting-edge cloud security solutions while building, mentoring, and leading high-performing global teams. He has also participated in many international conferences and has always enjoyed sharing the wealth of information security expertise he continuously develops. Some of the certifications and credentials that he possesses are CCISO, CISSP, MCSE, MCT, CCDA, etc. He is currently the Head of Information Security and Risk Management at Mantrack Group, an authorized Caterpillar dealer for over 40 years, providing dependable solutions and services to businesses worldwide. Without any further delay, I would now hand over the session to you, Walid.
Thanks, Seema, for the introduction. Thanks for the EC Council for the invite to speak today. How to build digital trust in our digital transformation is the title for our session today. As Seema introduced me, I have more than 20 years of experience in IT service management and information security management. I'm passionate about information technology in general, but the passion took me to concentrate on cybersecurity, specifically the last 5 years of my career. I'm happy to be talking to you today. Before sharing with you the agenda and the subtopics to be covered today, I will give a quick high-level introduction on the digital trust. As we all know today, businesses are investing in digital transformation heavily to build the new capabilities, do things faster and better, and accelerate growth, and trying to improve customer experience as well. But the rising cyber risks could undermine digital initiatives by harming the digital trust. So today's topic, digital trust, is imperative to the success of our digital transformation initiatives in general. That's why we will be discussing in our agenda today the pillars of digital trust. How can companies close the cybersecurity gaps? How can cybersecurity teams add significant value to your organizations? The importance of digital trust, I'm referring here to a quote by Warren Buffett, in which he says, "Trust is like air we breathe. When it is present, nobody really notices. But when it is absent, everybody notices." As you know, trust as a human relationship value is significantly important. Trust is a core component in any commercial transaction as well. You will not involve yourself in any transaction when you don't have any trust in the other partner. Digital trust, by definition, is the confidence users or the customer have in the ability of people, process, technology to create a secure digital world. As per EC Council survey that was conducted a few weeks ago, 70% out of 320 participants agreed that consumer digital trust is at a higher stake in the post-pandemic digital economy. Actually, digital trust in our today's digital economy is a key differentiator and enabler for business growth. Thus, the pillars of this digital trust that we have to build and maintain are transparency and accessibility, ethics and accountability, responsibility, privacy and control, security and reliability. And we will look into the details of each pillar in the following slides. On transparency and accessibility, we have to have clear company offering, which means enabling customer to easily evaluate your company and its offering. When the customer comes to you through your website or whatever digital channel, he has to find clear information about your business and how and what you are offering. Clear business terms means making business terms such as additional fees, privacy notices, terms of service readily accessible and unambiguous and easily to be understood. Clear supply chain. What's meant by clear supply chain is providing line of sight into supply chains. Because today's customer demands immediate delivery of goods and clear clear tracing capability. Ethics and responsibility. Handling customer complaints means sorting out complaints in a sensitive and timely manner. Inclusion and feedback. We have to make sure you close your we have to make sure we are close to our customer and keep feedback channels open to be able to improve our service and stop any misinformation in its tracks. Then implementing safeguards that prevent unethical or inappropriate use of technology. Privacy and control. In privacy and control, and specifically on personal data control, you have to put control of personal data in the user or in the customer hand. Make sure user knows his rights when it comes to personal data. Try to be informed, try for rectification, try for erasure, and so on. On customer data quality, improving the accuracy of the customer data is important to customer relationship management, and it is one of the data privacy rights of the customer as well. So we have to keep our customer data updated and adequately maintained at all times. The last point, talking about the due care of personally identifiable information and the security we have to have in place to protect them. The fourth pillar in our digital trust pillars is security and reliability. First thing here is identity access management, or rather client identity access management is essential for digital transformation and digital trust as well, as it helps verifying the identity of people claiming to be customers or providers to reduce impersonation attacks and frauds and so on. Also, identity access management helps organization identify the customer across the business relationship lifecycle and facilitating more personalized customer experience. Protect your customer identities against fraud. Yeah, we can do that by using automation and artificial intelligence to manage identity risks and reduce errors of frauds, for example. And that's by, for example, by proactively alerting users or customers in the event of suspicious account activity that's happening on their accounts. And finally, reliability. Reliability is defined as a probability that a system or a service will perform at its intended function adequately for a period of time. Reliability actually is more than availability. It is dependability and the quality over time, and durability withstanding higher demands. Moving to how can companies successfully close cybersecurity gaps, what has always been helpful here is to bridge the cybersecurity gap is adopting a cybersecurity framework. The framework will act like a guide rail. It will guide your efforts and balance your investment on different aspects of cybersecurity. At the end, it will help you always have a visible roadmap to your program and enable you to benchmark your posture, your security posture against a known standard. Organizations need to consider, as we can see in this table, specific action items for different cybersecurity segments to create 360-degree digital trust. As outlined in this table, detailing the NIST cybersecurity framework, where the approach to cybersecurity should be on different aspects in parallel, as we can see the 5 aspects of the NIST cybersecurity framework. In the identification phase or identify phase, we identify the information assets that we should protect. And then we establish a risk management strategy that is not considering your IT state only, but your supply chain as well. In the protection phase, we ensure we have a proper data access control system in place. We create an awareness program. We write policies and procedure to assure the protection measures we have are embedded in our business as usual. In detection phase, we ensure we have a monitoring of all events around the clock in order to identify any anomalies. Then we have to make sure we have effective incident response program and measures in place to ensure cyber attacks cannot interrupt the critical business operation. In the recover phase, the final phase, we ensure we have adequate recoverability capability in all our critical IT systems that satisfies the business continuity objectives. Anticipating, withstanding, and adapting to the cyber attacks leads to something called cyber resiliency. Once there is a cybersecurity program in place with people, process, technologies following a cybersecurity framework, it will increase the ability of the business to withstand cyber attacks, reaching what is called cyber resiliency. Cyber resiliency is an evolving perspective that is rapidly gaining recognition. The concept of cyber resiliency essentially brings the areas of information security, business continuity, and organizational resilience together. So here we are discussing cyber resiliency as a solution to closing cybersecurity gaps as well. Cyber resiliency, as we said, refers to an entity's ability to continuously deliver intended outcome despite the adverse cyber events. cyber resiliency is focused more towards assurance, detection, and response. To know how to achieve cyber resiliency, we have to know the elements of cyber resiliency, which are manage and protect, identify and detect, respond and recover, and then govern and assure. The first element of cyber resiliency or cyber resiliency program is manage and protect. It involves being able to identify, assess, and manage risks associated with network and information systems, including those across your supply chain as well. It also requires putting protection of information systems in place, protection for cyber attacks, protection against system failures and unauthorized access. The second element of cyber resiliency program is built around continuous monitoring and active detection of network and information system anomalies and potential cybersecurity incidents before they can cause any significant damage or any interruption to your operation. Implementing an incident response management program and measures to ensure business continuity will help you continue to operate even if you have been hit by a cyber attack. It will help you get back to business as usual as quickly and as efficiently as possible. These elements include incident response management. As we said, incident response management. This is someone who has to orchestrate the response effort. ICT continuity management. It is about invoking ICT-DR failover to some services or restoring some data if needed. Business continuity management, it involves invoking business continuity plans if needed. Information sharing and collaboration, it is related to collaboration between ICT teams, IT teams, and security teams, making sure everyone on the same page when it comes to recovering operation. Final element in the cyber resilience is govern and assure. The governance part, you will not have effective cybersecurity program or reach cyber resiliency without clear governance structure in place for your cybersecurity and information security program. That program must have a way to report to the board of directors as well. On the assurance aspect of things, the recommendation is to implement multi-layer assurance standard, starting from internal security team to assure everything is in place when it comes to protection, then internal audit department, and that can be extended to third level or external party assurance as well. Moving to the third takeaway from this session, it is about how can cybersecurity teams add significant value to your organization. You know, as we said, cybersecurity has rapidly emerged as one of the top priorities for businesses of all different sizes and specialities. Almost every organization relies on the internet for business purposes, from online communication to web purchase, data storage in the cloud, and the Internet of Things. It seems like nearly everything is dependent. No business can afford living in our digital economy today without seriously addressing cyber risks. So the example that I use here to show the value of cybersecurity team is to walk our leadership team through the consequences of a data breach. In our world today, we have more than 120 countries with strict laws and regulation to data protection, and where the average of data breach costs 3.8 million as per a recent research by IBM survey. So finally, no organization can grow without customer trust and loyalty. And we have seen a healthy security posture is a cornerstone for digital trust. And here lies a big value of the cybersecurity teams. Digital trust is given only to companies who have shown their users that they can provide safety, privacy, reliability, and data ethics with their online programs. And with that, I have came to the end of my session today, and thank you for your attendance, and I hope it has been informative. And now we can hand over to Seema for the question and answer part.
Thank you, Walid. Thank you very much for the informative session. It was a very interesting webinar, and I hope all the attendees have enjoyed this presentation, and we hope it was worth your time. So if you're interested to learn more about our programs, we would be conducting a poll that will be shown on the screen now, and then we can start with the Q&A session. Should we start with the Q&A, Walid?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yeah. The first question is, what are the key challenges of digital transformation?
The digital transformation, okay, this is a good question, but it wasn't the main focus of our session today. Our main focus was digital trust. So the main challenge is to assure we have maintained the same trust level we had previous to the digital economy while we transforming to digital economy. Maintaining digital trust in the digital transformation is critical. Digital trust is highly volatile, can be harmed by cyber incidents. So there is extraordinary effort to be exerted in maintaining this trust part in our digital world. Hope this is an answer to the question.
Thank you, Walid. The next question is, what are the barriers that usually block the path to transformation?
The barriers to block the transformation in general?
Yes.
Okay, it's mainly the big part is cultural challenges, and the second part is IT debts. IT debts means a lot of maybe legacy systems that are not able to cope with our today's digital economy requirement. This is a big challenge when it comes to digital transformation and how companies deals with these legacy systems. Especially after the pandemic, most of the big companies has been forced to accelerate their digital transformation. So any company that has been maintaining legacy systems for a long time and it is now carrying a heavy IT debt, they have to find a way. I mean, they have a challenging path to digital transformation that they have to take as soon as possible.
Thank you, Walid. The next question is, how well can an organization engage its business processes to build digital trust?
Okay, as we have highlighted in our four pillars of digital trust, mainly the transparency is key. When it comes to the digital world, transparency and unambiguity is key. The customer has to have all what he needs once he reaches to whatever digital channel you have for your customer, there should be transparency and there should be accessibility and reliability to your digital channel, as well as, in addition to the security of your digital channel, the privacy. People are very cautious about their privacy now, especially after the pandemic and traceability issues that has been faced by all governments, where governments found that people has less digital trust. When governments wanted people to participate in their tracing apps in order to trace the proliferation of the pandemic, governments were faced by the fact that people are not trusting e-governments to the extent that were expected. So privacy concerns is a key in building digital trust. And here the recommendation came as we have to put the control of data privacy in the customer's hand. Give all the option to the customer to maintain his data he wants to share with you, and whatever he is not willing to share with you, he has to have the luxury to opt out from that.
Thank you, Walid. The next question is, how relevant do you think data protection, data privacy is to building and maintaining digital trust?
It is key, as we said. This question was partially related to a previous one. Data privacy and data security is key when it comes to our digital economy. As we have seen, every day we have data breaches and customer discover about his personal data is on the dark web and so on. So people are very cautious, and this is one of the first thing that makes them maybe are not trusting enough our digital channels or our digital solutions to them. They usually remember the breaches they are seeing in the mainstream media every day, and they worry about their privacy. But once the customer comes to your website or to your digital channel and find you taking the appropriate care about data privacy, you giving him data privacy notice, you are telling him about his rights, how to rectify his data, how to opt out and exercise his right for data erasure. Once he has this visibly and unambiguously communicated to him, he starts giving your business the required amount of trust that gives him the move to proceed with business transaction with you.
Thank you, Walid. The next question is, what is the full form of IAM and CIAM?
Oh, okay, thank you. This is a very good question. IAM, Identity Access Management. Identity Access Management is the authentication and authorization system in businesses. This is the business that authenticates user and give him access across different business platforms. Usually, in some organizations where they have different systems and some legacy systems, usually organization maintain different identity provider or different directory services, like username to this business application and another username to that CRM application and so on. This is a weak area and a blocker to digital transformation. Digital transformation needs a centralized identity access management system. Identity access management system that gives access to all business tools to the user using single account. This single account will enhance the traceability purposes, the auditing, the governance. For example, automatic provisioning and deprovisioning of account will be much easier when you have single account compared to several accounts. This is the identity access management system. Customer identity access management system, it is the same identity access management system, but it integrates customer authentication as well. Customer identity access management system facilitates your customer to get authenticated to your company using whatever account he finds it easy for him to use. For example, he can authenticate with Google account, Facebook account, whatever, but you still can identify your customer through whatever identity provider he is using. So when you have a single customer identity access management system, you will have visibility about the customer across the business life cycle. And you will be seeing the customer when he starts touching your digital channel until he materializes into the business relationship life cycle and so on.
Thank you, Walid. The next question is, which functional teams should be involved in building the digital trust within a business organization?
Okay, you know, business trust is mainly should be the concern of the business, the leadership team. They have to give their support and drive to digital trust, because it is a multidisciplinary issue that will need more than department to participate in. Mainly, we will have IT operation to make sure there is resiliency in the operation, and then business continuity planning. For example, some organizations, they have a dedicated protection team that is taking care with business continuity, and later on comes a main role, a key role for the cybersecurity team. The cybersecurity team will add this cyber resiliency, which is part of the bigger business resiliency thing. So the cybersecurity team will assure the organization and will build the capability to withstand any cyber attack, to respond effectively to any cyber attack, and make sure he is able to recover business operation if it has been affected by any cyber attack. So it will be the cybersecurity team, the IT operation team, the business leadership team, the business continuity team as well.
Thank you, Walid. One more question. A few countries where there are no data privacy laws in place, how can they rely on digital trust?
Okay, you know, these countries that didn't yet put in place the adequate regulation for protecting the customer data, personal data, is actually, they will suffer mainly from the lack of investment in the IT sector in their country. You know, when large organizations want to move in or to open a branch in a certain company, a certain country, they have to make sure there are laws and regulations that will protect their customer data when they operate in these countries. So it is really a weak point that a country doesn't still have in a data privacy law till today. It will affect the IT sector in this country, and definitely the building digital trust in such countries will be a bit difficult, but it will be very challenging for businesses that they want to build their own digital trust. It will be their own effort that they have to exert extra effort to convince their customers that this specific business is doing extra effort of its own to protect user personal data and build its own digital trust.
Thank you, Walid. The next question is how CISOs can help drive their business using the digital trust.
Okay, this is a very interesting question. Thank you. This is by participating in driving the effort to really building digital trust, educating all business lines about the importance of digital trust. You know, many companies are having a very good level of customer loyalty that they have built over tens of years, for example, but they are not realizing the risk of losing that trust in the digital world. So this is the challenge and the role of a CISO. To clarify to the leadership team about what is digital trust, how digital trust can easily be harmed or lost in the digital world of today, and he has to drive the right investment in order to build or to put the requirement in place as per the pillars of digital trust in his company.
Thank you so much, Walid. I think we have taken almost all the questions, and I think we have come to the end of the session. We don't have any more further questions.
Okay, Thima. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much, Walid, for such an interesting session, and also answering all the questions, and for the great question. It was really a pleasure to have you with us.
Thanks for the attendees. Thank you.
Thank you to all the attendees who have joined the webinar and taken part in the poll. And our concerned person will get in touch with you regarding your interests. So with this, we come to the end of the session, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe. Good night.
Thank you.